Hello and welcome to the Media Bubble podcast. I'm Fredrik, he's Karol. Let's get this show on the road. And in today's episode we're going to, conclude the Kingdom Hearts trilogy with in the last two episodes, the first episode we went through kind of the release of Kingdom Hearts 3, and the second episode is we went through Kingdom Hearts 3 game. Now, this is kind of a bit more chill episode. We are just going to speculate about Kingdom Hearts 4 and what we know, which currently we are in February 2024. There's one trailer for Kingdom Hearts out, and it's been out for over a year if we were being honest, but there are some small things that we we can predict about the game.
Yeah, in my personal opinion, I think they wanted to just throw out a trailer to show that there is a new game coming, that this is not the end of the series. Maybe a little bit too quickly, because it's like...
Well, it's kind of similar to what happened in Kingdom Hearts 3 is in that case.
Oh no!
Because if we go back to that video, it was like they revealed the games existing in 2013, and in 2015 they came with a trailer, so that was like 2 years.
Let's just hope that Kingdom Hearts 4 won't be a pipe dream.
And it's kind of happening again.
Yeah. What was the quote that Jahzzar said? Sometimes like I can tell what are dreams and what is reality, something like that.
Yeah, actually something that I found out when we checked out a bit of information for this list was that this list Nomura considered to not even call this Kingdom Hearts 4 and call it Verum Rex instead. But he changed it to, I guess, fit more with the storyline. But
marketing.
But apparently Tetsuya Nomura is going so hard with this new direction that he even thought of changing the name.
I really hope it's kind of like we talked in the second episode. Jahzzar, I don't think we mentioned how strikingly similar the concept of Verum Rex is to Versus 13, like the original story.
Yeah, we somehow are back to that game again.
Yes, and I hope that Final Fantasy 13 brain rot won't overtake Kingdom Hearts as well. Like Nomura, you can have two franchises, right?
Yeah.
You can have two separate games.
Hopefully. Because he's doing a very good job on taking Versus 13 into Kingdom Hearts. Like, wasn't there also one cutscene that was like a almost shot-for-shot recreation?
It wasn't a shot. It wasn't almost a shot-for-shot. If Jahzzar loses in the final battle against Sora, it literally is like a shot-for-shot scene from the beginning of Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah. And there are some small things I guess we can speculate about. In the end of the Remind DLC, if we just are going to go through on some things that's going on. So Sora has disappeared and the gang is trying to find him. It's been 1 year. They haven't really found anything. Mickey, Donald and Goofy are searching for clues in the past worlds that Sora has been. Terra, Wen and Aqua went to the realm of darkness. I'm not exactly sure if we got an explanation for why they did that.
They're just maybe looking every single place. Maybe like, Sora is gone. Probably the darkness.
Yeah, let's go to the darkness. The Twilight Town gang are studying Roxas and Shion's memory. And Kairi is in deep sleep because she thinks her heart may have a clue to where Sora is. And at the same time, apparently Riku has had weird dreams.
Can I just say, this is so gay. No, like, and I don't mean it like, oh, this is so gay. Boys dreaming about each other. I just like this relationship between Sora and Riku, where in many a times it's like even closer between Riku and Sora than like Kairi and Sora. I think there was a cutscene in when they finally found Kairi in Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's like, Kairi, you're here, and Riku, you're also here. Like this is like the same beat, like, and I've been having dreams about Sora lately.
Well, one thing that you can give Sora is that he always searching for his two friends.
That is true.
Yeah, and this dream apparently this dream that Riku's talking about is the exact thing we saw in the secret movie where some kind of dude is looking from him in a tall building. Yeah, in the following game, Chain of Memories, it's actually specific. We actually have some concrete on what world Sora's in, and the answer I thought made no sense. So Sora has apparently traveled to a world that is neither of light or darkness. So what the scientist came up with that this was a fictional world, whatever that means.
Okay.
And through the help of the missing star, Riku and Kairi find out where they think Sora is. They ask about a city with tall buildings, and apparently the missing stars could only think about one place. Quadrantrum.
Not quadratum.
Yeah, it might actually be that, Karol. You are probably better at saying names than me.
I'm just like thinking quadratum.
And Riku traveled to this place alone because apparently Kairi is still too weak and needs to continue her training. Yeah, that's kind of what was going on, and the rest of the characters stay behind to find information about this world while Riku, I guess, traveled there alone. And yeah, that's kind of what we know about that world from Chain of Memories and Remind DLC. But there are some parts in Kingdom Hearts 3 and from the mobile games that you can make a bit of speculations about of how are they going to continue with the story, because to me Kingdom Hearts feels a bit weird because it feels like it has gone. It is collision with two different directions. Is what the mobile games set up with its own story meshed with Nomura's versus 13
Yes.
production that like is now weirdly enough clashing or going to clash together.
Yeah, because like that I agree. Like, how would you? Let's say like Nomura wants to incorporate more Verum Rex, right? And you can do it in many different ways. You can make like a side game. We had spin-offs, right? I think I'm gonna guess it's like if Verum Rex, it's probably gonna be a spin-off with ties to Kingdom Hearts 3 or 4. But in the long run, how are you gonna connect this to like the foretellers, the what's in the box? Like, how are you gonna connect it all?
Like I'm not exactly sure how old this or the mobile games are nowadays, but I felt like that story was written in the beginning as having kind of the direction of staying in the Kingdom Hearts world, but now they're mashing kind of together, which Well. If there is one franchise that Kingdom Hearts is for being very weird, so or having a complicated story.
Yeah, I think I think if we weren't primed for weird plot twists and weird events with like 15 installments of games, I don't think people would eat it up as easily, right? Like we wouldn't like we take it, we accept it because this is Kingdom Hearts. It's what is expected of the series.
One thing that I'm a bit surprised about is that when the mobile phones first released and things like that, I thought nothing of them, and now I'm starting to realize like that they are having very big significance on the future plot.
Yes,
Which is kind of good. Which is kind of good that you are with me in this time, because weirdly enough, you are probably the ones that know more stuff about the mobile games content than me.
It's so funny because so I started playing the Unchained Key when it released, and I loved it. It was such a cool game. It was grindy, but not grindy where you wanted to tear your hair from your scalp. Of course, that changed with time, but it had cute outfit, it had a guild system, and it had a neat story. It talked about Keyblade War, and it talked about these weird shenanigans that are leading towards the war. Like, why is there a war? And basically, I dipped out around the release of Kingdom Hearts 3. It was after the event. It was around when they added, I think, Wrecking Ralph World. And no, it was introduction of guild. Oh my god. It was so dumb. So the mobile game, centered around you being a Keyblade master, but you also had those weird coins. There were character coins, and each coin had an ability with them. So it did damage and also had like a secondary ability. Like it healed you, it gave you another move, it caused fire. And Guild introduced a mechanic where if you had multiple copies of the same coin, you could stack them together and it would like create guild, which is like, oh, it would power up this coin by 50%.
Very coin mechanic.
Yeah. It was interesting because it was fun. Okay, so you can grind out more coins, so you can stack them together to make powerful.
Well, could you buy more coins with physical money?
Yes. So as every other phone game, there was a gacha system, which is basically gachapon like lottery. You get 10 capsules. Each of them has a coin, and it's not guaranteed which coin there was. And with time, they introduced like very powerful coins that maybe changed your lobby music to Dearly Beloved, or maybe they copied powerful abilities, or maybe they give you like they were busted, the coins that they introduced. And adding guild on top of that, it was required for you to basically grind non-stop for you to beat basically foretellers in later story beats.
Yeah, speaking of the foretellers, they are in the last cutscene of this Kingdom Hearts 3, with Lucy being revealed and everything, and he has found the black box again, which we still don't know the contents of. The Masters of Masters is apparently also back, like he time traveled apparently in time to this very moment. And I'm not exactly sure how, but the foretellers are also revived.
Yeah, this is weird. I don't get how.
Like time works apparently very, very differently in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, so
and I did some research for this video about I looked up on something of the mobile games, and something that I found out that a lot of the major characters in the mobile game also time traveled.
Yes, they did. I mean, for goodness sake, Maleficent and Peter also in the mobile game. It's so weird. Okay, so out of all these foretellers, so each of them has like a guild, right? It was basically factions in game. The most popular one was, of course, the unicorns, which was Iris. Then it was no, it was Iris, Lupus, and then Ursus. Can you guess which one I picked?
Envy?
Nope.
Okay, Ira then.
Nope. I was with the bears.
Oh.
We were like with Ased, so we were the almost always second to last guild in every like guild raid.
Okay.
It was so funny.
Which one was the last?
I think it was Envy. It was the snakes.
Oh, okay. If I remember correctly from cutscenes I've seen from the game, like, I think Ava probably has the biggest role.
Mm-hmm. So so basically there are five factions, which is the guilds, but there are also the dandelions. And all of the foretellers have received a book of prophecies from Master of Masters. But they received an incomplete version. Only Lushu has the complete version. And also he received the Keyblade from Master of Masters, the one that Xehanort used. So the foretellers basically get here's a book, and in this book it says that there will be a war. And everybody is preparing for said war, the Keyblade War. But Ava decided that, okay, but we're gonna be wiped out. Absolutely, if we're not gonna leave some people to live. So she creates the dandelions to like the flower just to go off somewhere else when this thing is going down. And at the same time, dandelions also investigate why are people fighting for Lux, which is the energy that everybody is collecting. They're investigating because there is a real plot that they might be this whole game might be in a simulation. Basically, what's the game? Recoded. What was the game with Jahzzar and Data Riku?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, recorded.
Yeah. So this is kind of similar situation. The idea is that
There's a data version.
Exactly, that everything is happening in a data world, and it would explain why so many things why people don't act like they are, because there are real versions of themselves and there are also recorded versions of themselves as well. And the main goal of the game, or at least for Ava, for Dandelions, is to escape the Keyblade War. And they end up in a different version of Twilight Town?
Yeah, and that kind of is a data town that most of these characters come in. One thing that also probably should mention is that the Masters of Masters, this book also tells about a traitor among them, the five foretellers, and the thing is, I'm not sure if there actually is a traitor, or that is just something that the Master took in there to just create tensions between the five.
Yep, it's entirely possible, because he just the Master of Masters, he wants the war to happen. Basically. I don't think I remember the reason, but I think it's how he travels in the future. It's something connected with his Keyblade, basically. That
he can see with the eye of the Keyblade the whole time line.
Yes, exactly. And he knows that to get to the future that he wants, he needs to create the Keyblade War. So it's entirely possible he set the guild leaders against each other, the foretellers.
There's a bit of a funny cutscene when he first gives Lushu this mission, and it's well, I have written the book already, so you succeeded in your mission. Congratulations! Before it has even begin.
Like, exactly. So one of the theories is that the Master of Masters is inside the box, or at least like, okay, maybe not him, but maybe like a part of, like, what if it's his soul, and that's how he ends up in the future.
Yeah, that might be one. Because the thing with the black box is that it has to have some kind of big importance for why it has been so important. So they must contain something big in it.
Can I derail the conversation a little bit?
What?
So there is another series with a big mysterious box that's also currently very popular. Do you know about Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah. Try to make a small summary in this case, Carol.
Basically, in one of the games, after you like unleash a secret ending, there's a box, and it's supposedly hitting some very important information. The problem is, the box it was never opened. The contents never revealed, and it was like in the third or second game, but we're already at the like Pizzaplex, like it's already like a 10th game in the series. The problem is people are suspecting that the offer included the box to have like some big revelation, but since people kept making new theories and he changed the plot so much, it's kind of hard to connect back to the box, and that's why it's not brought up as much in later games.
I remember in the film Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino contained kind of like a box which contains something that people have speculated for years. Well, what was in that thing? Because there was never an answer.
But did he do it purposely? Like he then later admitted
He probably
that it was...
did it purposely.
Yeah. So I'm
not even sure if he knows himself what's in there. It's kind of just something to, I guess, make people wonder.
Yeah, it's like an unsolved mystery. Like it keeps. So what do you think? Do you think Nomura has like a solid plan for this box?
He has a plan for this box. I think he knows very well what it contains. But what it is, I'm not sure. I think Nomura will at least go straight on what the content of the box is. There was also some other things we got to know in Kingdom Hearts 3 with Lee and Isa specifically, where they met a girl in their past, which is kind of referred to as Subject 13, and the secret mission which you contained, like the ending is kind of these characters writing. A popular speculation of who this mysterious character is would be Skald from the game that she time traveled to that point and met Lee and Ice, I guess. That is, I know what the most speculated. If we're also going to get through some other major characters from the mobile game, we have Epmar, Brain, Strelitzza, and well enough Ventus.
Yes, he's also like it. He's also here.
Yeah, and he has darkness inside him.
More on that later. Dark.
There's also... do you want to say something, Karol?
No, continue.
There's also a character that was introduced, which was Lorium, and later on Elrina.
Yeah.
Which had some kind of similarities to some characters that we knew from Organization 13s. And it proved to be that these characters... I guess the weird thing is that we know the nobodies before we know the actual people. But Loxine and Marluxia was apparently part of this big story of the mobile games, and
yes,
they travel to the future. And What's interesting in Kingdom Hearts 3 is that there is a cutscene where it's like where Semnes explained why the last 4 members were chosen, and it's like they're connecting with the ancient Keyblade legacy that's in them. And what's interesting about this is that while we know about Marluce and Loxine, there's the 2 other characters that apparently have some legacy, which we still don't know about, is in that case Demyx and Luxord, and what kind of their role is.
Yeah, we haven't met them in the mobile game.
No, and that is an interesting point, because it has been revealed that they are supposed to have some connection with actually, one thing that I thought about later on when I saw the reveal of Luxor being Sigbor is that something that I thought about, that one other character that it could have been really fun if it would have been would be Demyx.
I mean, it would be, I think.
I also have seen some speculation that people think that Demyx might be the Masters of Masters. I don't.
God, no.
I don't think that. I don't
no.
think that. But there are some people that want to speculate it.
I mean, his vibe fits. And if we go by shenanigans, this is my off-cuff theory. Okay, so Demyx. So Sora has the power of waking, right? And he has a key. So someone else probably has the power of closing or setting to sleep. And I not mean by killing. So I'm gonna go off either Demyx's memories as Master of Masters have disappeared when he turned into a nobody. Or he has locked memories, or his soul, like part of his soul inside him.
Like, there are some characters that we haven't seen the faces of, like the Foretellers and the Masters of Master. And if I heard sometimes that if a face is hidden, then that usually means that it's someone that maybe we should know about. But in this case, I don't think that either Demyx or Luxord is one of the Foretellers or the Masters of Masters. So I'm not exactly sure what their part in the past is.
Because I know that Loriam, he was one of the... After the Keyblade War, and after they escaped it, it turned out that a lot of the people, like a lot of the leaders were holograms. So they formed a new council of foretellers. And Loriam was also like in this position. But I can't imagine what these two, what their roles would have been.
So I guess that's something to find out for the future. They're very interesting characters. I can give them that.
Yeah. What if they turn out to be also... I mean, they're, if by the nature of what their destinies, they're also Keyblade wielders, right?
Yeah. The weird thing about the clashes between the 13 darknesses and 7 lights is that, well, all the 7 lights were Keyblade wielders. Not all the Organization 13 members were.
Who wasn't?
Sigbor didn't use a Keyblade, at least at that point. Demyx and Luxor that you see here, they didn't use a Keyblade. Loxine and Marluxia.
No. But like in theory, they were like they're nobodies of Keyblade wielders. So by like proxy, I would count them as Keyblade warriors, not wielders. But you are correct on Demyx. No, not Demyx. What's the blue-haired Leah friend?
Isa.
Yeah, because I don't think he's a Keyblade warrior, right? Keyblade wielder.
No, not at this point. That in any case. Let's see. In the ending cutscene with Luxord as well, Luxord gives Sora a wild card, which it feels like Kingdom Hearts gives us a lot of boxes of kind of things that we are supposed to be important, but we have no idea what they actually are. Like there's a hidden box, there's a card we don't know about, and there's other stuff.
It sounds like a magician's trunk just being given out to everyone.
And another thing that I found out while doing research for this, and this is the part that I had a bit of a hardest time to figure out, is that there exist apparently 13 darknesses. And what this actually means is that, yeah, it's straight to the point. It's 13 actual materials, which is darkness.
And I see that you left some spots open.
Yeah, what I found out is that the Masters of Masters' big plan this all along is to get rid of the 13 darknesses, or I guess that's what we... Yeah, that is what we know for now. Like, the Masters of Master is such a weird character that I guess we never really know what he is going to do. But the thing is that he wants to have 13 people that contains the darknesses, and I guess kill all those people so that the world gets rid of the darknesses.
Jeez Louise, so he's like on a suicide mission with his pals.
Yeah, and what we know of where these darknesses are is that there are some characters that contain darknesses, like the Masters of Masters, the Foretellers, Luxu, Ventus apparently, and one thing that you can think about with Ventus is that Ventus has Vanitas, which was supposed to be a subtraction of the darkness inside Ventus, but the thing with Vanitas that I found out that he isn't fully a darkness, because he also has a part of Sora and Ventus in him, so I'm not exactly sure if he is one of the darknesses.
He's like he's a vague, he's like on the verge, like he or a special case.
Yeah, and then the 4 of the darknesses are trapped inside Daybreak Town, or Daybreak Town, and the 13th I have no idea where that one is. Maybe the last darkness is inside the box.
It could be. It could very well be.
And another point of interest is one of the newer characters that I guess that exists now is a guy called Sigurd, and I probably wouldn't have included him if I didn't know one fact, and that is in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. Apparently Sigurd is the one that narrates it.
What?
Yeah, that's something that I found out.
So we're gonna definitely meet him in Kingdom Hearts 4, right?
I guess so.
Nomura?
Yeah, maybe. Right?
Right?
And that's kind of the important details about the mobile games for now. Then, as I said, we have the clash with Final Fantasy.
I'm also gonna add one more thing.
Versus.
Because there's a new game on the horizon called Kingdom Hearts Missing Link.
Yeah, that is a new game that is going to come out.
Yeah, and it's a GPS think about like Pokemon Go. GPS action RPG. It's what it's called. And it's also going to include not coins, but it's going to include figurines, similar kind of deal to the previous game. And it's also going to be like a little bit more like, it's going to actually have flow motion and 3D graphics.
Yeah, I've seen some footage of it.
Yeah, my phone cannot take this. I cannot even download it. So we'll see how this goes. I think maybe like, because it has the final world from Kingdom Hearts 3 as the hub. So I think it might be like, it's gonna be tied to 4, right?
Yeah, it's going to have some connection with, I've heard that. Some story kind of connection. Or reveal.
Yeah, I sure hope though they do. But you were just about to talk about Nomura's latest obsession.
Yeah, in the Kingdom Hearts 3, met a character that was named the Nameless Star at some point. In the beginning, the speculation of this Nameless Stars was that it was Stretzilla, because her connection with Lorium, and they are brothers and sisters, and I guess a lot of things fitted with that description. But when the Remind DLC came out, it was like very clear that the connection was with Jahzzar.
So I can actually explain the connection. So basically, Starlitza is killed in the mobile game, and seeing that this is like Sora ends in a world between worlds, the idea was that's also where Starlitza ended up to be. But instead, she ended up in the fictional world. So if she's in the fictional world, it shouldn't be the Nameless Star? Like, if you get what I'm saying?
But it isn't her, because it is going to be some kind of connection with Jahzzar, and we see Stretzilla in a trailer later on, so
it's not her.
Yeah, it is not her, but it was a popular thing when one person that it could be was when we first met Jahzzar and his cast of characters in Kingdom Hearts 3 in the Toy Story world. We got brief showing of 3 other characters. One kind of princess looking girl, one dude with red hair and a hat, and one dude with glasses. And that's kind of all the details I have on them.
We had our Prompto, our Noctis, and our Gladio / Ignis mix.
Yeah. So, yeah, it kind of is, as I said, it's kind of like creating a mesh between, I guess, Final Fantasy versus 13 and Kingdom Hearts. Like, I'm not exactly sure how the story will mesh with those elements, but it's going to be a ride. And I guess something that we haven't even spoke about yet is we haven't actually spoken about anything that has been in the trailer.
Yes, we haven't. But I suggest everyone listening to check out the trailer for yourselves. It's as we mentioned before, you can see Starlitza. We see where Sora ended up, which is a fictional world that looks strangely like Tokyo.
It looks like our real world.
Yes, exactly, like our real world. There are heartless to fight. There is like a new mechanic where Sora uses his sword like as a grappling hook.
Like the world seems a lot bigger now. Now this looks a bit more like full kind of 3D environment.
Yes. And we also see a glimpse of Sora and Goofy. So we still have these two along with us for the ride. How would Donald Duck and Goofy look in Tokyo?
I'm not sure. Are Donald and Goofy going to be with Sora in this game?
I hope they do.
Because they get few things with the gameplay that we saw, Sora was alone.
Unless it's only in the beginning parts of it. Or like maybe they join him at halfway point.
Maybe. Well, they would look incredibly weird.
I hope it's even stranger than Pirates of the Caribbean.
It might be how they looked in Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's most probably it is how it's gonna look.
Yeah, probably.
I was hoping for an actual duck.
Yeah, like one thing that we can also say is that the visuals of this new Kingdom Hearts game is very realistic compared to anything that we have had before.
It is kind of like brown, grayish. It's not as colorful as Disney World, but that's probably the vibe that they're going for.
Well, they have lost a bit of the cartoony parts of their character design, and now it's a little bit more like Final Fantasy designs, I guess.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, on the wiki page for Kingdom Hearts 4, there's been some more information about what the future title will include. I think Nomura mentioned. Yeah. So there is they of course this is Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt. But apparently
Well, they have. Well, there are links to all the information, so I guess it's true.
But apparently there will be focus on Sora's day-to-day life, and you will return to the hub, which is Tokyo, quite a lot.
Yeah, his day-to-day routine. That's kind of what I found interesting about reading these kind of articles. Is that apparently it's going to be more day-to-day life and maybe more about Sora going to missions on this big hub world.
Yeah, I wonder how like, because I could imagine it kind of being almost Persona-esque. Maybe they'll include a calendar, and maybe on few dates or when Sora learns of events, he'll have to travel to a Disney World or like a district and fight a big Heartless or contain a spike.
Something that I wonder with the Disney World and Sora's new, more realistic look is how that is going to fit in.
I think it's same page. They kind of talked about how his look will probably revert to how he originally looked. Like I mean, not like fully Kingdom Hearts 3 get up. It's just that it'll be more cartoony.
Something I also suspect is maybe we are getting a bit more of a real or live action movies this time around. Like there's a very big chance that we might be getting a Star Wars world.
I think with how big it is, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of hoping for it, really.
Yeah, Star Wars could actually fit in quite good with Kingdom Hearts.
And
but I am suspecting that we're going to get we are probably going to get a fewer worlds than where they were in Kingdom Hearts 3, which was kind of 7. Like I think that this game might just contain four or 3 different worlds, but just that those worlds are going to be a
much
pretty
bigger
big
and grander.
size. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree because as you said, like a lot of the worlds kind of felt like corridors at times.
I also have a feeling that they probably are going to all be new worlds, because the fact that Sora is in a world of fiction and all the other worlds he traveled to were like in the real world, I guess it makes me think that we are just going to get new worlds this time.
Any worlds on your wish list for a future title?
Moana could be fun, I guess.
Moana could be interesting, especially if that, because they could include, they could make it a musical.
Kingdom Hearts 3 had a lot. The Kingdom Hearts 3 had a lot of recent movies in it. Like a lot of the worlds. There was Tangle released 2010, Frozen 2013, Big Hero 6 2014. So they used a lot of recent movie releases. So I'm guessing we're going to get some recent Disney movies, and Moana kind of. Did you see that Moana is apparently getting a sequel?
Yes, and it has not been marketed so far that well. It's like a straight to DVD sequel, but in cinema.
Hooray!
Hooray! Well, I'm hoping I have 2 wishes. One is Ratatouille World, because there is already a link with the little chef, or there was a side activity, but this time Sora is a rat, and Goofy and Donald are also rats, all little like rodents.
Oh, do we want a Cars world?
Oh my god, that would be fun! A racing minigame. Like, we had those in the past, right? But now you can upgrade Sora and his, like, engines.
Kind of like the gummy ship.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes, so cars.
You're traveling to different world with cars.
So, yeah, instead of a gummy ship, it's just a Cars world. No, but And there was also like Need for Speed type of race type of deals. And I also was thinking Inside Out.
Yeah. One word that I think would be cool to have would be Treasure Planet, just because of the visual aspect of it, but that movie is too obscure for them to ever consider. I feel like it's not one of the popular.
Just saying, they have naval combat and they have a gummy ship that people enjoy, but it could be better if it was Treasure Planet themed. Just saying.
Yeah, I wonder how Riku is going to come into this world as well.
Do you think
because he was supposed to travel to it.
What if it's like a dual protagonist kind of situation? Maybe it's split between Riku and Sora, trying to like navigate Tokyo.
Yeah, I wonder. One thing that I also think with Sora is that he has lost his memories or something.
Yeah. So wouldn't Riku also, like, he could also lose his memories, which would also go back to day, him trying to like remember who he is.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions, I guess. We also saw that the black coats are back in one scene of the trailer. So they are in this world.
But I think we're almost at the 15-minute mark. Do you think? I think it's time to maybe let our listeners also think of a few ideas themselves.
Comment your ideas in the comment section.
Exactly. Any crack ideas or well thought theories you want to share, then leave them below in our comment box.
This has been the trilogy of Kingdom Hearts.
And as always, thank you all for listening, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we have. Don't forget to follow, hit subscribe, or follow us on socials like Twitter, YouTube, or Tumblr. Big thanks to Jahzzar for intro and outro comedy, and see you again on the next episode. And have a wonderful day.